California's Gold is produced in association with KCET Los Angeles and is seen statewide on California Public Television. This series is endorsed by the California Teachers Association, the California School Boards Association, and the California Library Association.
California's Gold is made possible by a special grant from Home Savings of America. For more than 100 years, Home Savings has been in the business of helping Californians live better lives. Home Savings. We're not just about money, we're about life.
Hi, I'm Huell Howser. Right now we're up here in gold country and I'm doing a little bit of watering with my garden hose. Now this is an example of water under pressure, and that's exactly what this particular episode is all about. We're going to visit two places here in the northern part of our state and see firsthand two extreme examples of water under pressure. I mean, this is nothing. So if you're curious as to where we're going to go and exactly what we're going to see, as always, you're invited to join us. You got to put on your galoshes, your raincoat, and put up your umbrella because it's going to be a wet one as we continue our search together for California's gold. Well, looking for water under pressure, our first destination was definitely off the beaten track. We were heading for Malakoff Diggins State Historic Park, about 90 miles northeast of Sacramento in the Sierra foothills. And once we got there, we quickly discovered that this was a place rich in California mining history. Good morning.
Hello there. Welcome to Malakoff Diggins State Historic Park.
This place is out in the middle of nowhere and there's nobody here.
Well, it sure does look like that today. Of course, it was quite a bit different back in the gold rush, and then this area was covered with people looking for gold.
Okay, what is the story on Malakoff Diggins? What is this place?
Well, right now we're in the middle of North Bloomfield, the town of North Bloomfield. At one time when the mining was going, we had about 1,500 people living here in town. And basically they were operating a hydraulic mine, which is about a mile from here, down the road.
So the question is, what is a hydraulic mine?
Hydraulic mining is a process where they were able to move lots of gravel to separate the gold by using high-pressured nozzles. And if we walk down the street here, we can take a look at one of these nozzles.
Okay, now when you say, they use this to mine?
This is the Hendy Giant, right.
The what?
They called it the Hendy Giant. It was from the Hendy Iron Works in San Francisco.
The Hendy Giant. And
so,
how would this work?
You can see this nozzle was hooked up to large water pipes. And we can go around the other side there?
Yeah, let's go around. This thing is huge.
This was the business end of the machine here. Water came through these pipes, through this nozzle, 1 million gallons an hour actually, if you can imagine that, shooting over 1/4 of a mile. And when that pressure from that water hit one of the cliffs, there wasn't anything to stand in its way. It would just blast apart rocks and all the sediment from the gravels that were placed in here about 50 million years ago.
So how did they come up with the idea of doing this? Was this part of the state particularly good for that kind of mining? I mean, because it was soft soil or something like that?
Well, this area started, actually, the first people that came to North Bloomfield were in about 1851. And in those days, people were still panning for gold. And they came to our creek here before anybody else was here, and they panned for gold. And they weren't able to get all that much, and so our creek, they called it Humbug Creek. But then they developed these nozzles to where they could move more and more soil. The idea is the more soil you could move, the more chance of gold you'd find. And the gravels, the soil that we're standing on now was placed in here by a river that flowed through here about 50 million years ago, back when the dinosaurs were here. And that brought a lot of gold deposited in a gravel channel that was over 300 or 400 feet tall.
So
And
their
is it.
idea was that they were just going to hose it down.
Right, they hosed it down.
How would they do that? Where would the guy stand who was doing the hosing?
Okay, well,
Because this thing is huge.
this piece of wood here and the rocks in the back are the counterweight for this nozzle because it was so heavy. With the counterweight perfectly balanced, you could rotate on this one pivot joint here. This was the pin for the pivot joint. And this is a ball joint in here where this nozzle could move up and down. And so a person would stand up here holding a rod connected to the front of the nozzle, and by just turning the nozzle a little bit one way or that, the force of the water would force the nozzle around because it was so balanced.
So there must have been a heck of a lot of pressure coming out of that.
When the mine was operating, they had 8 of these operating at one time, and the roar from the noise was supposed to be amazing when you're
Really?
walking down into the pit.
And what about the force at which it hit?
The pressure that this operated on was probably about 200 pounds per square inch. So you can imagine a stream of water like that hitting the side of a cliff, everything would be blasted apart, and all that mud would flow down into sluice boxes. They had miles of sluice boxes.
What's a sluice box?
Sluice box is a trough with bars or riffles in it, and as the water flowed over, all the mud, all the gold, which is
Oh, okay,
heavier,
that's
would
separated.
settle in the bottom.
I got you.
And
These things are huge. This thing makes a fire hose look small time.
Right. Well, like I said, 1 million gallons of water an hour was quite a bit.
So we're in for a treat today.
Oh yes, we're going to fire off one of our demonstration monitors today. This is the first time we've done it in several years, but because of the crowd that we had here today and you folks showing up, we thought maybe we'd give you a chance to see what it looked like.
Now, when you say a demonstration monitor, this one isn't nearly as big as the ones that actually operated
No,
here.
this one is probably a 3-inch nozzle. The larger ones that we had were 10-inch. We don't have enough water to power one of those.
So this is a baby nozzle.
Right, right.
Okay, well, let's turn it on. And see.
Okay.
Is everybody ready for this? I don't know what we're going to see, but here he goes.
Here comes a car. Maybe
Here comes the car.
somebody can stop them.
I think we better stop the car. Okay, they're
Okay.
turning. Here we go.
We'd like to get the water on sort of slow so we don't break our pipes.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
It's kind of leaky. Whoa!
So there we have a hydraulic monitor. Now, if we were gold miners, we'd be collecting all that water and separating the gold out of it.
I did.
That is amazing. And this is just like not nearly as strong as...
Not at all. The larger monitors shot over 1/4 mile.
Wow.
Okay,
That is-
well, I think that's
I
enough
think
of
you
our
need
water.
to fix these leaks down here.
Right.
Good demonstration. Well, that was interesting to see how the old nozzles worked. But there was a lot more to see. So next, Ken took us down the road about 1 mile for a first-hand look at the original site where the hydraulic mining was actually done.
Huel, this will show you a part of the park where the main interest of hydraulic mining is. This is the diggings, and we're going to walk down here to the overlook.
Wow. Now this looks like we're standing looking out over Grand Canyon or something.
Some people have made that comparison. Now, you try to imagine the way the landscape used to look. It was a shallow valley with a small creek running down the length of it. And the people, after they started hydraulic mining, removed 41 million cubic yards of soil out of here. And where you see the base of the diggings now, try to imagine it without any vegetation at all, because this was the mining pit. And where the base is now, the actual, when they were mining, was actually 120 feet lower than that.
Really?
This is filled in over the last 100 years with sediment from the sides of the canyon.
So it went another 120 feet down?
Right, down to bedrock just about. Now this channel, we were talking before about the gravels from this old river that flowed through here. This was the old river channel. And these are all gravels that were placed in here by the old river.
50 million years ago.
50 million years ago.
So really what they did with those big monitors was just work this whole mountain down.
Right, some of the cliffs were about 400 feet tall that they were working on. That's when all the bottom was out. But I think the striking difference is now there's a lot of vegetation coming back in. In the old days, it would have just been totally bare.
That is an absolutely amazing shot.
Right.
That's why they stopped this.
All that dirt went somewhere.
Yeah, so
And
all
so
the dirt that was being washed off there was going downstream and clogging up rivers all over California.
Right. At the end of the diggings down at the far end was a shaft that was sort of the drain. And it went down into a tunnel that went 1.5 miles out to the Yuba River. And that was also a sluice box all the way through that tunnel.
Now this looks like just gravel piled up over here.
That's the gravel that they were working. This gravel that we see now is stuff that they hadn't washed out yet. They were probably working on these cliffs across the way.
So if we had been standing here 100 years ago, we would have been able to look down here and see those huge monitors spouting water.
As we walked down here, the first thing you probably would have noticed the noise of all the water rushing through the pipes down to the monitors and out the nozzles, banging against the cliff, and all the mud, everything flowing out of here. It would have been incredible.
These days, the safety people would have made everybody wear earplugs.
And hard hats and everything else, correct.
Boy, this is something looking at here.
Some people think of it as a Grand Canyon. Some people see it as beautiful. Some people see it as a disaster area.
Well, by today's standards, by anybody's standards, it was an ecological disaster.
Well, it was one of the first environmental legislations to stop something like this. It was basically the farmers against the gold miners.
So the farmers got the legislation passed to stop this because it was clogging up their rivers.
And covering their farm fields.
If they hadn't gotten that legislation passed in 1884 and stopped this, would they have just kept on going and taken that whole thing down?
If hydraulic mining was still operating, this whole river channel would have been excavated. Right. And
all the way up there.
And gold would have been the primary motivation. Huell, now we're down in the bottom of the diggings, or at least what are the bottom of the diggings now. This is where all the activity was taking place.
Look how far up this is.
Yeah, again, this is just a short cliff because we should be another 120 feet down below.
I mean, when you look out here, this is an amazing hole that they dug down here.
Try to imagine a big water nozzle shooting water probably from about this distance and hitting that cliff.
You mean they would have had the nozzle here to clear off that far away?
Right, the nozzle shot 1/4 mile. And the way they would work it was they would sort of undercut that cliff. They would have guys on the very top cutting back those trees, right, to get them out of the way. And they would undercut, and then a whole section of land would fall down, and then with the water turning that into mud, all that would flow down into this tunnel, basically, and then out through the sluices. And the gold would be separated in there. And large rocks that would go into the sluice by the time they ended up at the end of the tunnel, 1.5 miles down, they'd be ground down to basically small pebbles.
Were people ever killed in this operation?
Well, you can imagine. We have stories of this whole area, you know, full of mud and water flying. And when one of those cliffs gave way, sometimes there was so much air pressure from all that dirt dropping that people would be blasted out of their boots if they were too close. Or cave-ins, you know, covering somebody with mud, and then stories where miraculously the monitor washed by them and they would be uncovered and be alive. You know, a lot of stories like that.
This is, you know, we have traveled to a lot of places in California. This, to me, is one of the more bizarre, interesting chapters in our state's history.
A lot of history here, and not that many people know about it, like you were saying before. It's a fascinating place to come visit, and you know, we hope that more people do make it out here.
Our next destination in search of water under pressure was about 2 miles north of the town of Calistoga in beautiful Napa Valley. Now, we were there in search of the Old Faithful Geyser of California. And when we pulled in, drove through the gates, we could tell right away the place had kind of a down-home, relaxed feel to it. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm Huell Hauser.
Well, I'm Olga Kobach.
Nice to meet you. I've been talking to you on the phone.
Well, wonderful. I'm so glad that you're here.
Now, we're here to see the geyser.
Wonderful. Well, I want to give you a complimentary card on the geyser.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, let's go see it, because I have seen
All right,
pictures
it should erupt
of it.
again in approximately 15 minutes.
Oh, good. So we're right on time.
Right. Would you first like to walk out the geyser, or do you want to see some of the things?
Well,
around?
I'd like to see where the geyser is
All right.
first, because that's kind of the
Yes.
main show.
All right. Now, this geyser, I can trace it back approximately 100 years. And to merit the name Old Faithful, it has to have a regular pattern of interval. This geyser erupts on the yearly average about every 40 minutes.
Every 40 minutes.
On the yearly average. But it does vary with the barometric pressure, the moon, the tides, and the earth tectonic stresses. There are
Wow.
only 3 Old Faithful geysers in the world. One at Yellowstone in Wyoming, also one in New Zealand, and this one. The one in Yellowstone, I thought it would erupt approximately every 60 minutes, but that's not true. No true geyser erupts every 60 minutes. It'd be turned on by man. So that one erupts anywhere from 50 minutes to 2 hours apart.
Ah. Now, see, look, we've got a whole bunch of people out here. You're waiting to get it on film, right?
Yes, sir.
See, everybody tapes these things, don't they?
Right. The reason that we have a geyser here is that you are standing in the center of a dormant volcanic crater. Did you know you're going to do that today?
No.
You're standing in the middle of a volcano.
Oh, good heavens.
And this erupted millions and millions of years ago.
Uh-huh.
And that's why we have a geyser here. Now, we have Mount St. Helena, the third lobe over with the little white buildings on top.
Uh-huh.
And lots of people think the volcano occurred on the top of that mountain. That's not true. Do you see this ridge around you?
Uh-huh.
You see that ridge?
Uh-huh.
All right,
the way
look
around.
behind you. It's also behind you. See where the flag is?
Uh-huh.
All
Back
right,
there.
all around. Now, it wasn't a little volcano. It was a big
Oh,
one.
so we're in the middle of it.
And you're in the center of it. And we've had people come here and test this water, and they found that this water is the hottest place, the hottest water in Napa County.
Now, can I touch this now?
Right, well, this
What-
isn't hot, but where
This
you
isn't
come
hot
out of the
at all?
source. If you would put your finger over there where it comes out of the source and it blew up, you'd blow your finger off.
Well, now, this is warm water, but
Yes.
it's not hot.
It's not hot, but it comes out of the geyser hot. Now,
Now, are we safe standing here? How do we know this thing isn't going to...
well, when it blows, it doesn't blow. It blows hot water when it starts, but by the time it gets up in the top, it's cool.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
like you throw some hot water out of an airplane. By the time it gets down a little ways, it's,
But, I mean, it isn't going to just suddenly go...
well, it can, but you're not going to get burnt from it
Oh,
because
okay.
spray is not going to burn you.
I got you.
Oh, let me tell you a little history about this. Robert Louis Stevenson, he lived at the foothills of one of the old abandoned mines back in 1880, and he said there were lots of geysers here at one time when he looked down from that mountain. And there were. There were lots of geysers and lots of steam coming out of the ground. Now, the Indians used to come here, but not to live here. They came here and they'd see steam coming out of the ground. They put branches over the steam and they get inside of it. They called it a sweat house. We call it a sauna bath. And they would take their young warriors and take them inside this sweat house and tell them all about their culture because they had no written language. So they also enjoyed they had the wild animals here. They had plenty to eat. They enjoyed the herbs, and they had acorns they crushed and made flour. They lived at the foothills of Napa River. They did not live here because this was swamp at that time. Now, people ask me today, I have a guest book that people have been here 50, 60, 70, and 80 years ago. Where are the mud pots and where's the hot steam coming out of the ground? And I say, I've lived here 20 years and I've never seen any steam coming out of the ground. Now, when we put up the gate that you came through, a kind of a Spanish gate, why?
Whoa, wait a minute.
Oh, there, looks like it's
What's
gonna
happening?
blow. Okay, you better enjoy it. Well, I'll talk a
Oh,
little
wait a
bit
minute.
later.
Get out. Wait a minute. This is the, oh,
It's going to get up higher.
look at it.
It's good. That's nothing yet.
Now it's stopped.
That was just a burp.
What do you mean a burp?
That's not a main eruption. To get a main eruption, it has to go up in the air about 60 feet high as that tree.
How did you get involved in the geyser in Old Faithful? How did you decide to become a part of it?
Well, I like hot water. And I've been in hot water ever since. No.
Well, I mean, this is a pretty big undertaking to...
Yes, it is, and it's actually the banks own it. I'm a sole owner, but the banks own it, and I'll have it paid off in the year 2012. So I got to live a long time.
Do you have a pretty good group of customers coming through here? What kind of people come through here?
A very high-class, educated group of people. People, as a rule, that like taverns, don't like geysers. So, you know, they're real nice people. And
Did you hear what she said about you all? She said some very nice things about you all. Very
lovely
highly
children.
educated group of people here.
Very lovely children. They bring their children here to get educated. I had one young boy in junior high that wrote a term paper on how geysers react. I think he got second in the science show on something like that.
Well, I'm waiting for it to go off.
Well, you have to wait for nature because I can't turn it on for you.
Now, what are we doing over here?
Oh, little guy wants to catch some fish.
Now, it's surprising that there are fish in here, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, you'd think, well, especially, you know, the hotter the water, you'd think the less oxygen there's going to be in the water, and they
Yeah.
wouldn't. So I thought it was really hot, but to touch it, it's not as hot as you'd think.
Yeah, yeah. What made you come to Old Faithful today?
Well, we were just camping, just, you know, taking a vacation, and saw the sign, decided to make the turn.
And what did you think it was going to be?
Old Faithful, just, just what it is.
Well, we haven't seen it yet.
Well, we saw a little burp,
Yeah.
so, yeah, we'll wait.
How long are you willing to wait?
Till we get hungry. Maybe an hour. We're not that faithful.
Now, here's a couple over here who look, I don't want to say bored. What word should I use?
We're just anticipating. we did see it once today so far, and it was really nice.
Oh, so you've seen it?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. What does it do?
Just shoots up in the air, just like the lady said.
Does it stay up as long
Yeah.
as...
3 minutes or so, 50 feet or so, and it really lasted a while, but we've seen 3 duds also.
What do you mean, 3 duds?
Well, it just burped a
The
little.
burp.
like the
We
burp.
keep hearing this word burp. This was not a word I thought I was going to be hearing today.
From my understanding, there's been 2 small burps, 1 large burp, and 1 good, what you came to see, eruption.
Well, I don't want to give the place a bad name
Oh,
because,
no.
you
We
know,
have it on
No,
film. I
we-
mean,
we
we
have it
actually
on tape.
taped it, and the eruption that lasted about 3 minutes.
we may be borrowing your tape.
That's fine.
That's great, no problem.
We'll send it back to you, but this may be the only one. And look over here, Louis. There's a whole crowd of people. Everybody just kind of standing here waiting for something more than a burp.
But just like the lady said, you can't rush nature. It's going to do it. It's going to do it. It's been doing it for a long time.
Now, you all are from
From north of Italy.
From
Turin.
Italy?
Yes.
Yes.
The
now.
north.
You're here to see Old Faithful.
Yes.
Yes.
What do you think about it?
We never seen this natural phenomenon. In
Uh-huh.
Italy, it's impossible to see.
Oh! Oh, God!
Nice.
Oh, there it goes. It just kind of came out of nowhere. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Olga, come here a minute.
Yeah, that was worth waiting for.
Now it just came up out of nowhere.
I know it does that. Well, you never know for sure. You have to wait for nature to do its best.
Oh, let's go over here, Louis, and get right up close to it. Oh, this is great.
Now that's your big eruption right now.
That's a pretty good one?
Yeah, that's a pretty good size, average. You come here early in the morning, like around 5 or 6 in the morning, and when it's cold out and that water's hot, that will go way up in the sky. And I one time had a couple here that, with a little child about 10 years old, that came here around 6 o'clock in the evening. And they said, we want to see the geyser. We're going to go to Mexico tonight yet. I said, we're closed. Oh, can't we please see it? So I came out here and I let them see it. It must have been around October. As we waited for the geyser, it got dark and the stars came out, and that geyser erupted. And you know what the little girl said? Look, Mom, the geyser's washing the stars.
It's great. It's great. Nature puts on a good show.
So it must make you feel awfully nice when you stand here with your guest and Old Faithful goes off and you hear everybody's reaction.
Oh, they all go, ooh, ah, oh, ah. I can't believe it, you know, and that's why I don't like to see them ever leave and not get to see it. They might see just a little one that goes 3 feet high, and they'll walk away and they haven't seen the main eruption. That's just a little burp, and that disturbs me. I want them to see it and enjoy it.
Well, we stayed and we saw a lot more than a burp. Thank you very much.
You're
this
welcome.
has been an absolutely wonderful experience.
Well, you come back again anytime.
California's Old Faithful.
Right.
Well, as we prepare to leave Napa County and head back home, we have indeed seen 2 fine examples of historic water under pressure here in our state. First, the old Malakoff diggings, and then Old Faithful, the geyser here, which right now is in another one of its down periods. In fact, we're all standing around waiting for it to go off again. Well, I hope you had fun and didn't get too wet. And as always, you're invited to join us again next time as we continue our search together for California's gold. Goodbye, everybody.
California's gold is made possible by a special grant from Home Savings of America. Since 1889, Home Savings has grown with California by being someone Californians can trust with all their banking needs. Home Savings. We're not just about money, we're about life.
Hi, I'm Huell Hauser, and if you enjoyed this particular episode of California's Gold and would like to see it again or share it with family and friends, it's available on video cassette. Just call 1-800-266-5727 and we'll send it to you right away.